All right, it's KP's Video News, and I got a few stories that I got to tell about what's going on in the country and in the world today pertaining to people of color, and it has everything to do with the C virus. And what right now, I just found out today of a friend of the family on the East Coast, well, actually two people. It just happened to be sisters that contracted the coronavirus, and so far they're doing better. They're healing, and that's like the first ones that I had actually heard of, anybody that I knew, and I don't really know them, but my relatives do, and so they got it, and God bless them. But anyway, on with the stories here. It's a 17-year-old boy in Lancaster, California, who died of septic shock from COVID-19 complications after being denied care because he didn't have health insurance. Teen didn't suffer from any other medical conditions. And if you think the coronavirus only kills old people or patients who have already pre-existing health conditions, you should know that there are more exceptions to that supposed rule than some people realize. That's why it's essential to distance yourself from others, in addition to washing your hands often and disinfecting objects and surfaces. You're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting anyone else and everyone else around you from getting the disease. Because once the virus gets a hold of your lungs, anything can happen, even if you have not been an at-risk patient. Proving that point once again is the unfortunate case of a Los Angeles County 17-year-old that died of COVID-19 after being denied treatment at the first urgent care clinic he visited because he did not have health insurance. So he eventually left that particular spot, and the staff at the unnamed medical facility, who refused treatment, sent the boy and his father to the emergency room at Antelope Valley Hospital. And en route to Antelope Valley Hospital, he went into cardiac arrest. When he got into AV Hospital, they were able to revive him and keep him alive for about 6 hours. But by the time, then it was too late. It's too late. He only lasted for 6 hours. But if he had not been refused treatment, it's a possibility he may have lasted. He was sick for a few days. He had no previous health conditions. On the day before Friday, he was healthy. He was socializing with his friends. And socializing with friends right now is absolutely not what you should be doing, even if you think that the coronavirus can't harm you. So yes, scientists have proved that immune system is strong enough to beat mild to moderate cases, but they have yet to understand why it fails in the COVID-19 cases that become critical. Severe cases require oxygen therapy, access to ventilators, and even experimental drugs that might help the body fight off the infection. And as for and so anyway, this is the crazy part about this whole story is, and it's really puzzling, is why the CDC is evaluating the case, which has currently been removed from the U.S. death toll. How anyone categorizes this teen's death will mean little to his father, who was diagnosed with COVID-19 himself. What matters most in this particular instance is that access to immediate health care may have meant the difference between life and death for the boy. As for accurately reporting the COVID-19 cases, that's something no administration should shy away from, whether it's a democracy or not. Hiding the real numbers will not help people on the front line deal with the pandemic any better. Scientists working on cures and vaccines need to know precisely how many people are infected, how many people die, and what factors can impact the chances of recovery. So this is a crazy situation that's going on here. And then we got case number 2, which actually happened in London. We got Kayla Williams, a 36-year-old mother of 3 from London, who was reportedly infected with the coronavirus, has died a day after she called emergency services and was told that she could not be admitted to the hospital because she was not a priority. Her husband, Fabian, called emergency services when she suffered from cough, high fever, and severe chest and stomach pains. He followed what the operator instructed him while he waited for the medical help to arrive. When the paramedics arrived, she carried out some tests. Documents confirmed that she was treated as a suspected COVID-19 case. However, she was left at the apartment and was not taken to the hospital because she was told that she was not a priority. The morning after, Fabian helped her eat and get her dressed, but her condition still continued to worsen. He rested her for a while, and when he came back, she was gone. She was already gone, and so he was told to lay her on the ground. But anyway, the police eventually came, but they wouldn't even go into the apartment. Funeral service officials who were wearing full forensic suits arrived the next day and did all procedures required in an infectious disease death. Fabian said, left him appalled was that while this was happening, he was ordered to stay home or isolate or nothing else. Meanwhile, the ambulance service confirmed in a statement that Kayla was suffering from symptoms of coronavirus, but was advised self-care and increased food and fluid and quarantine from her family. A lot of people expressed their disappointment with the paramedics, saying that she wasn't a priority. And one lady went on to say that it's well documented that in the United States, but black women in the UK also face similar structural obstacles to receiving adequate health care, and they're going through the same thing in England. So 43-year-old black entrepreneur, this is story number 3. Marlo Stoudemire, which is a well-known entrepreneur in Detroit, had reportedly died from complications related to the coronavirus at age 43. His colleagues and people across the city are mourning the death of the transformational leader who was considered a light to the city. A prominent consultant and entrepreneur was the first one to be publicly identified in the 24 persons in Michigan that had died from the virus. And he was also he was best known as for serving the project director for Detroit 67 at the Detroit Historical Museum, and a project that commemorated the 50th anniversary of the Detroit Uprising in 1967. Moreover, he served as a project director of international business strategy at Henry Ford Health System, where he passed away. He also founded the Integrated Marketing and Business Strategies from Roster Detroit and the Butterfly Effect Detroit. And the fourth person is MANU DIBANGO, a saxophone legend and jazz icon known for his 1972 hit Soul MAKOSSA. He died from complications of the coronavirus, according to the statement on his official Facebook page. It was with deep sadness that we announced the loss of MANU DIBANGO, or Our Poppy Groove, who passed away on 24th of March at age 86. Further to COVID-19. His funeral would take place in strict privacy, adding that condolences can be sent through email and a tribute would be arranged when possible. According to reports, the Cameroonian singer and saxophonist died at the hospital in Paris, France, where he regularly performed. The musician, who was one of the pioneers of Afro jazz fused with the funk music and traditional music from Cameroon, is best known for his hit record Soul MAKOSSA. In 2009, DIBANGO filed a lawsuit against Michael Jackson and Rihanna, claiming they used his hook, Mama Say, Mama Sa, MAKOSSA, from his hit song Soul MAKOSSA without his permission. Jackson settled the case out of court. So he broke him off a little change out of court. And I don't know what happened. They didn't mention anything about what happened with the Rihanna case. But they used his hook in their songs. And that should have been copyrighted. Anyway, rest in peace. And then you can go to Google. His name is spelled MANU, last name DIBANGO, MANU DIBANGO, and look up his song Soul MAKOSSA and listen to his song Soul MAKOSSA, and then you will know who he is. And that was a very popular song back in the day. Anyway, rest in peace, all four of these people. Rest in peace. Two under sketchy circumstances that were denied access, and two that actually died in the hospital. But the first two stories were those. One kid that didn't have insurance, he died he didn't have access, and the second lady was actually refused. The ambulance wouldn't even take her to the hospital. So, got to be careful out there. Be careful and be safe. Stay at home. Isolate. KP Video News, y'all.